In the depths of a dark mine, exhausted workers swing their pickaxes under the watchful eyes of something far worse than a foreman. A towering statue looms in the background. But this isn't just another day underground. Chaos erupts when guardians appear, punishing the miners not with weapons but with monsters. Yes, monsters. Released into the tunnels, the creatures drive the workers into a frenzy, and once unleashed, they don't stay below. They rise to the surface and infiltrate the world of humans. But they don't belong here. Incompatible with water and earth, they begin to mutate, becoming spirits, parasites, searching for hosts, and once inside a human, they twist them into something else entirely. A man walks past a puddle, innocent, ordinary, but the reflection beneath him doesn't match. He's not alone. A monstrous claw flickers beneath the surface. Nothing is what it seems. Suddenly we shift. The quiet of the mine replaced by the noise of a modern metropolis. Towering buildings, crowded streets, and a giant screen plays a warning. Recently, there have been many cases of mutated life forms harming humans. Residents of surrounding areas, please stay alert and stay safe. Cut to a subway station. A train screeches into the platform. Inside, packed bodies. Commuters slumped in silence, tired, drained by life. Among them stands our protagonist, hoodie on, headphones in, lost in music. The number 50 printed across his back. But something sinister rides with them. A monstrous hand slinks into view, crawling, hunting. A beast with murder in its eyes approaches a sleeping passenger. Then, screams. Panic spreads like fire. People shove, trip, fall over each other. The protagonist is pushed hard. "Hey, what the hell? Watch out!" Then silence. Someone lies motionless on the floor. The monster stands tall, grinning. One word, demolished. Terror erupts. It's a mutated life form, an ancient monster fused with a human. The creature's voice booms through the chaos. This place must be demolished. Those who obstruct me will die. The train becomes a battlefield. Passengers run, cry, beg for help. The protagonist watches, stunned. This isn't like the videos. This one's real. Damn, the train is approaching the next station. Please mind your safety, but safety is already gone. Through the train windows, bodies are flung out like rag dolls. On the platform, people stare in horror. The doors open. Screams pour out. Run! There's a monster inside. Help! Save us! Belongings scatter. Phones, bags, forgotten in fear. But our protagonist stays, frozen, shocked, facing the monster, a pale, bald, beastly creature, like a demonic polar bear. It roars, demolish and expand, flatten graves, reclaim land. He thinks, great, just my luck. I ran into a demolition freak. That door is my only chance. I have to move. But then he sees them, a grandma, her granddaughter, still trapped. Grandma, I'm scared. It's okay. I'm here. He steps forward. Hey, Grandma, I'll lure it away. Run when you can. What about you? Don't mind me, I was on my university's track team. Didn't win anything, but still. Far away, hidden in the shadows, someone watches. Eyes lock onto him. I found you. The young man from back then. The boy hurls his bag at the monster. Hey, idiot, I'm here! He bolts, but too slow. The monster grabs his hoodie. I was too slow. Grandma, help! A blow to the chest. Blood. Another strike. He crashes to the ground, barely conscious. Dying. I miscalculated. The train doors close. The grandma and child safe outside. But inside, he's fading. I'm gonna die. The girl cries, Big Brother is still in there. Please save him. A soldier barks, get them to safety. This mutated life form is under security control. No one move. A black and gold mist rises. A spiritual entity, pulsing with raw energy, moves toward the boy. He lies broken, defeated. I'm so unwilling. Is this really it? I'm just getting started. As the darkness closes in, memories flash. His mother ignoring him. Bullied at school, rejected by his crush, laughed at, forgotten. Just once, I want to win. The monster roars, raising its fist for the final blow. But before it lands, the golden mist dives into the boy's chest. Live and win. A shockwave pulses. His eyes glow. His body changes. He's no longer just human. The parasite fuses with him, twisting his body into something new, something powerful. He lifts his arm and blocks the monster's attack. The creature recoils in surprise. Inside his mind, a voice whispers, What I will give you is hope. Darkness trembles. The hunter has become something else entirely. The battle rages on. With a powerful strike, the protagonist sends the monster flying. His claws begin to glow, red, sharp, precise. An evolution designed to break the bond between a human and its parasitic spirit. He doesn't hesitate. His body moves with surgical precision as he launches another attack, slicing clean through the monstrous form. It's less of a fight now and more of an operation. Moments later, from the broken creature, a human body tumbles out. The man slams against the bench of the dimly lit subway, alive but unconscious. Not a threat. Not in control. Towering above him, still cloaked in his otherworldly form, the protagonist surveys the scene. There's a stillness in the air, but it's short-lived. The spirit of the parasite tries to escape, rising like smoke, yet it's instantly caught. The protagonist grabs it with one hand, hungry and focused. He devours it without hesitation. The taste lingers, bitter and vile. Before he can even recover, heavy boots and metallic clangs echo down the tunnel. Soldiers storm into the station, shields raised, weapons drawn. He immediately recognizes them, agents of the security department. The worst possible timing. Then his body begins to flicker. The parasitic form starts breaking down, unstable and glitching. Panic builds in his voice as confusion floods in. His mind spins, unable to process what he's become. Horns now crown his hands, no longer fully human. Meanwhile, the soldiers halt. They're unsure whether they're facing a threat or witnessing a very elaborate cosplay. The scene is so surreal, even they need a moment to process it. That's when the protagonist spots the unconscious man again, and realization dawns. He wasn't the hunter. He was the host, a vessel for the parasite all along. And now that the spirit is gone, the truth becomes clear. Inside his mind, the voice of the parasite returns, calm and smug. It reminds him who truly saved his life. Outside, the soldiers make their move. They fire. But these aren't ordinary bullets. They're oversized syringes. The protagonist reacts instinctively, dodging every projectile with inhuman speed. Still, one syringe lands. He flinches. The sting is real. But it's not enough. The soldiers escalate, calling for stun grenades. The parasite within offers to take control again. The protagonist surrenders. In an instant, the transformation completes. His unstable form solidifies, more powerful than ever. The grenade is launched, but with swift, calculated motion, he redirects it. It sails back into the squad, exploding in a blinding shock. Chaos erupts. Without hesitation, he smashes through the subway glass, leaps up the concrete walls, and vanishes into the shadows above. Silence returns to the station, broken only by the groans of injured soldiers. The cleanup begins. Elsewhere on the platform, a woman approaches. Her presence is calm but commanding. A golden-haired figure in a long coat, accompanied by a sharp-eyed dog. One of the remaining soldiers greets her respectfully. She nods, her focus razor-sharp. Without missing a beat, she demands a status update. Has the target been captured? Her voice is cool, professional. But beneath it lies something more. A determination that cuts through the smoke like steel. And somewhere beyond the tunnel, the real chase is only just beginning. The aftermath of the subway battle still lingers in the air as the detective enters the station. Her heels echo against the cold floor as she approaches the soldiers standing guard. She demands an update, sharp, impatient. The reply is meek. The target escaped, agile, unpredictable. Her eyes narrow. This wasn't the result she was hoping for. She had given them a chance to prove themselves, but they failed. Disappointment lingers in her voice as the soldiers look away, visibly uneasy. Nearby, her companion, a seemingly ordinary dog, sniffs at the unconscious body left behind. She turns toward him, urgency in her tone. Time is short and they need answers fast. Then, the unexpected happens. The dog speaks. With a dry comment about her posture, he suggests transforming back into human form. Without waiting for approval, he shifts, fur fading into clothes, paws becoming hands. Chains dangle loosely around his neck, giving him a raw, unrefined presence. She tells him she prefers the animal form. It feels more approachable. He raises an eyebrow. Communication is clearer like this, he says, and it allows them to show each other respect. But his eyes are already scanning the scene. He analyzes the shattered glass, the claw marks, the spiritual residue left behind. His conclusion is swift. It was him, the one they're chasing. The detective asks about the distance. A freshly possessed spirit can't go far. He confirms it. The energy is unstable. They're close. She smirks slightly. Despite her cynicism toward the security bureau, she knows talent when she sees it. She offers him a place by her side, a rare gesture. But he dismisses it. He's not omnipotent. Mystics like him have unique abilities, but they don't belong in structured organizations. They're different, born to walk alone. He sits on a bench, eyes closing. She urges him to keep moving. Now isn't the time to rest. But he ignores her. Silence. Then something shifts. An aura spreads from his body, invisible but powerful. He's sensing the target, but sensing him comes at a price. He names it. She agrees. Compensation is the least of her concerns. Somewhere in the city, the protagonist is on the run. His steps are unstable. His body flickers, his parasitic form struggling to hold together. His energy trail leaves ripples behind him, and someone has noticed. From deep within the mystic's trance, a confrontation begins, one not of flesh but of spirit. The parasite senses the tracking. He appears in front of the mystic, his form twisted, unsettling, almost mocking. The mystic's eyes widen, fear pulses through his body, but it's too late. The parasite strikes. It's not a clean blow, it's invasive, psychic, as if his very soul is being bitten. Back in the subway, the mystic jolts, foam gathers at his lips. One soldier notices, alarmed. Something's wrong. The detective rushes to his side. He stares at her, eyes wide, trembling. His voice is barely a whisper. The target's presence is overwhelming, and then he collapses. Shock ripples through the room. The detective doesn't hesitate. She calls for medical support. Her voice sharp, her expression unreadable. She grips his shirt. Desperate. She needs one last answer. He gasps one final time, District 9. Then silence. Fury and frustration flood her expression. But she doesn't waste a second. She calls out, Flying Skiril. A figure materializes instantly. He bows his head. At your command, clad in sleek dark gear, the man exudes speed and lethality. An assassin. A seer. A weapon on legs. She gives one order. Chase. Without a word, he vanishes, blurring into the wind, faster than the eye can follow. A streak of light, gone in a flash. And as she watches him disappear into the distance, her voice lingers, cold and certain. When it comes to speed, no one outruns Flying Skiril. The chase continues across the rooftops. The protagonist, still clinging to his parasitic form, darts from building to building, his body moving on instinct, but his mind filled with doubt. Inside, the conversation with the parasite grows tense. He wants control back, wants his feet on solid ground. But the parasite scoffs. Separation is no longer possible. They're one now, like limbs from the same body. But the heights, the speed, it's too much. Vertigo creeps in. He demands to come down. Mid-air, panic takes over. The form destabilizes. The transformation slips, and he plummets. He crashes hard, half human, half parasite, skin torn and armor broken. The pain hits instantly. The parasite mutters something about saving his life with the last bit of outer shell, but it's clear they're both running low on strength and patience. Staggering back to his feet, the protagonist ignores the voice inside him, but the parasite keeps commenting, wrong direction, wrong timing. The bickering never stops. Then something interrupts them. An old homeless man sprints past, chased by armed soldiers. Starving and terrified, he disappears into an alley. The soldiers follow blindly. Instinctively, the protagonist ducks into a narrow mailbox recess. It's a brief moment of stillness in a city crawling with enemies. The parasite speaks again, guiding him through the maze of alleyways. There's no going back home. Surveillance had even drilled into his walls. He's exposed, hunted. As he navigates the twisting streets, the parasite teases him. Was he worried about someone back home? The protagonist admits, only that he didn't get a chance to delete his hard drive. The parasite scoffs. Even in a crisis, humans think about the weirdest things. But before they can argue more, the mood shifts. A shadow drops into a dark alley, agile, calculated. From above, a figure lands in front of the protagonist. Graceful, balanced, unnervingly calm. Flying Skiril. Standing tall with precision and authority, he announces the arrest. The terms are simple. Surrender the spirit, regain your freedom. Resistance is unwise. The protagonist hesitates, then mentally agrees with the parasite. This can't go on, they have to fight. But instead of attacking, he raises his hands. Flying Skiril smirks, the gesture seems too easy. He demands the protagonist kneel, hands behind his head. But it was a bluff. The protagonist lunges, but Skiril is faster. He deflects the strike effortlessly, mocking the feeble attempt. Frustrated, the parasite materializes partial strength, just enough to form a single arm into a weapon. Not perfect, not stable, but better than nothing. With renewed strength, the protagonist slams a punch into Skiril. This time, it lands. The force pushes the captain back, though he lands gracefully again. The weapon surging through his arm feels powerful, ancient. The parasite explains it's no simple knuckle duster. It's a divine claw, crafted by other spirit beings, born for battle. Skirill doesn't back down. He reminds them that attacking security personnel is a serious crime. Their actions now strip away any chance of mercy. But the protagonist isn't interested in mercy. He's done playing by rules. He refuses to surrender. His freedom isn't something to negotiate. For the first time, the parasite agrees wholeheartedly. The bond between them tightens. Energy pulses through his form. They're ready. Challenging Skirill head-on, the protagonist dares him to chase. This time, he's not running out of fear. He's running to fight. And the parasite? He's fired up. Together, they'll make Skirill regret ever crossing their path. The air cracks with sonic booms as Flying Skiril blurs across the battlefield, his voice cutting through the chaos like a blade. The demand is clear: surrender or be destroyed. The protagonist, already on edge, spins around. But it's too late. Skirill strikes from behind, too fast to react, sending him crashing to his knees. Inside, the parasite urges him to fight smarter. Target the legs, slow him down. But the body can only move so fast. Reaction time is everything, and it's barely enough. The protagonist lashes out, parasitic claws forming mid-swing. But Skirill is ready. One brutal sidekick sends him flying into a pile of trash. Pain throbs through every inch of his body. The parasite claims it took the brunt of the blow, but the sarcasm from the host isn't exactly comforting. Another warning. He's coming again. The world blurs. Skirill's speed is almost incomprehensible. Desperate, the protagonist grabs a nearby gas canister and hurls it into the air. Skirill slices through it instinctively, only to be met with a burst of gas. In the haze, the protagonist charges. It's been a long time since he fought like this. The claws tear forward, slashing across Skirill's body. For a moment, the tide turns. He's exhausted, but not finished. The parasite grins from within. There's nothing sharper than these claws. Then everything changes. Skirill's energy shifts. A dark violet aura wraps around him, thick, heavy, unstable. The protagonist hesitates. Something's wrong. Skirill begins to lose control. His voice deepens, now driven by rage and something else entirely. He speaks of tearing bodies apart, of hatred for all. The parasite recognizes it instantly. The spirit inside Skirill is taking over. The strike earlier, it didn't just wound him. It disrupted the bond between Skirill and his parasite. What was once a unified form is now spiraling out of control. This is full beastification. A state beyond logic or balance. Desperation turned into power. The same transformation they saw before, in the subway car. And now it's coming straight for them. Skirill attacks with fury, blows rain down on the protagonist, pinning him to the ground. There's no time to think, only to survive. The parasite groans. Even it is nearing its limit. They have one choice: go all in. The protagonist braces himself, claws raised. As Skirill charges again, this time in a spinning, devastating motion, he seizes the moment. With all his strength, he grabs the incoming mass and launches it overhead. Skirill is flung out of the alley like a cannonball, slamming into a truck in the middle of a busy street. For a breath, everything stills. They might have won, but there's no sign of Skirill, just the smoking dent in the truck. Then, a shadow glides silently overhead. The parasite speaks, too late. A monstrous version of Skirill drops into the alley, landing before them. He's changed again, bigger, more twisted, less human. The protagonist reacts immediately, claws slashing through what he thinks is the real threat. But the form vanishes, an illusion. Confused, he looks around, and then the real voice answers. Calm. Cold. I'm right behind you. The battle with Flying Skiril continues. The protagonist is getting crushed, pinned down and overpowered, held in a merciless grip by the monstrous enemy. He starts to lose focus. His vision blurs. Consciousness begins to slip. Desperate, he calls out to the parasite inside him. Hey, can't you use your exoskeleton? The answer comes quietly, still in recovery mode. The protagonist is visibly annoyed, disappointed. But the parasite continues, voice faint. I'm done for this time. I'm glad I got to inhabit your body and feel like I had purpose. Too bad it couldn't last. We were really compatible, even if it was for a short time. Thank you. Thank you. The protagonist responds. You're saying that a bit too early. Flying Skiril's grip tightens again. You're coming back after this ride. The protagonist suddenly transforms his arms into their parasitic form and charges forward with confidence. The impact triggers something. The parasitic spirit bursts out of his body. Whoa, that move was way too extreme, the parasite mutters, now in his spiritual form. The spirit begins to flee. Flying Skiril notices and instantly releases the protagonist, setting his sights on the escaping parasite. He gives chase, but the parasite darts with rapid movements, twisting through the air, trying to return to its host. "This is the end. Let me put you out of your misery," Flying Skiril growls. The protagonist, regaining his stance, readies an attack, his claws fully formed. This is the claw that severs the bond between human and symbiont. "That was my line. You're always stealing my lines, man," the parasite snaps. The attack hits. Flying Skiril's parasitic form begins to unravel. He stumbles back, stunned, unable to understand what just happened. The spirit inside him panics and flees, terrified, spiraling away into the darkness. The protagonist's parasite lands beside him again. "That was a desperate gamble, but I managed to break free." The protagonist looks up. "Aren't you going to eat it?" The parasite hesitates. "Nah, let it go." "You just can't catch it, huh?" Skirill lies unconscious on the ground, motionless. "I prefer human food," the parasite says. Suddenly, footsteps. Someone is approaching the alley. Flying Skirill forces himself upright. Did the mission fail? A robotic soldier stands before him. "I was about to ask you that." Flying Skirill panics. "Damn it, contact Captain Boo. Now!" But the soldier doesn't move. "Captain Boo? Wait, weren't you sent by her? The 9th District doesn't welcome you." "What?" Skirill stammers. The soldier raises a cannon to his head and fires. Rain pours over the city. A storm brews overhead. Inside a building, a group is gathered around a map. Among them, Captain Boo. One man, in uniform and cap, speaks. "Recently, rogue Zymbian attacks have increased. Captain Boo always steps in. The rest of us barely get a chance to act, as expected from the great hero of Shiwang City." This man is Ming Liang, governor of the security department. Captain Boo shows no reaction. A commander from the 9th District speaks up. "Captain Boo is passionate, but your man just showed up on my doorstep. You must have known. This capture mission was mostly for data collection, wasn't it? Securing the Zymbian is just a matter of time. Mobilizing the entire department for one little fish seems like overkill." Captain Boo is visibly irritated. Ming Liang steps in. "Captain Boo, if you want to make a difference, don't overstep your boundaries." The 9th District commander smiles. "Perfect time to test out the governor's new weapon. No need to interfere with our affairs." Captain Boo's eyes sharpen. "What? You gave him your new project?" "The Boo team remains the priority," the governor replies. "The higher-ups don't trust anyone else. Besides, commander of the 11th District will be yours soon enough." Frustrated, she turns away. "Why do you always rush?" "I've got official duties," she says and walks off. Outside, she lifts her phone to her ear. "Hello, who is this?" A voice replies, "Boo Fang, I can help you find what you're looking for, but I want double the payment." The line goes silent. The protagonist walks through the crowded city, blending in among the flow of pedestrians. He keeps his head down, eyes fixed on the phone in his hand. On the screen, his own face. Wanted. Listed as a dangerous parasitic human. 5 stars. Maximum threat level. He scrolls through the data, reading his own classified information. The parasite inside him comments, "You're a celebrity now. Too bad you're not free." "Thanks to you," the protagonist mutters back. A new notification pops up. Jalen Forum, new posts, 10+. He taps into it. Threads flood the screen. "My house is haunted. My computer turns on by itself. All the food in the fridge disappeared. The kid is gone." The protagonist raises an eyebrow. What kind of garbage site is this? One post stands out. White roster stands proud, unbound. Its ancestor was a phoenix. He frowns. What kind of messed up nonsense is that? The parasite explains, Jalen gets mocked often, but it actually means phoenix. Beaten down, reborn from the ashes. This forum refuses to die. It's more than it seems. A hidden hub for the city, half Reddit, half underground network. Information moves here. Fast. Secret. Dangerous. The parasite adds, if we keep hiding like this, we'll get caught eventually. The protagonist agrees. First, they need to survive, find the clock tower shelter, and then figure out how to remove the parasite. He doesn't want to live like this forever. He spots a new post. Someone just like him. Captured. Gone dark. Communications are being shut down. He powers off the phone. Don't want to get tracked. The parasite snaps. Useless. Even powered off, they'll trace you through the signal tower. Cell antennas flicker into view above the rooftops. Too late. He's surrounded. Soldiers close in. Get them, someone yells. In one motion, the protagonist shifts into parasitic form. His gaze sharpens. Then he fires. Projectiles burst from his body, striking each soldier with brutal precision. They all collapse, except one. A heavily armored unit rises, a weapon in his arms, massive, humming, unfamiliar. It might be the one mentioned before, the so-called new weapon. He fires, but the protagonist dodges effortlessly. In a single slash, he slices through the gun. In the next, he cuts the soldier clean in two. These guys aren't really skilled, he mutters, just annoying. Moments later, the clock tower looms into view. He ascends the narrow staircase, one step at a time. No one's inside, he says quietly. It's been abandoned for years, the parasite replies. The air is still. It's so quiet. Are you sure this place is safe? Relax. Once you're here, it's like you've vanished from the world. At the top, the protagonist enters a ruined, crumbling chamber. Dust hangs in the air. This is the end of the line, he says. But then he stops. Something is moving. Can you feel it, he asks. They're welcoming you, the parasite answers. What? Read these words out loud, the parasite instructs. He hesitates, then speaks. Flames of the abyss, purify my heart. Banish evil, bind spirits, protect and preserve. He doesn't know what it means. Suddenly, everything changes. Objects around him rise, floating, swirling, spinning through the air. The energy shifts violently. What's going on? He shouts. That's the incantation, the parasite says. It activates the shelter's barrier. Once inside, all external contact is cut off. A portal opens. Without warning, the protagonist is pulled inside. He lands in a new room, dim, sealed, humming with strange energy. But he's not alone. Spiritual parasites, hungry and restless, rush toward him from every side. He stumbles back. What is wrong with these things? I can't breathe. The parasitic spirit inside the protagonist yells out, loud and commanding, "Out of my way!" In an instant, all the parasitic spirits surrounding them scatter, fleeing in fear. A mysterious woman appears, calmly smoking, her expression unreadable. "They're drooling over your body," she says. "Too bad you're already taken." "Who's there?" the protagonist demands. "Life's rough for a symbiotic host," she replies, exhaling smoke. She floats down slowly, then stumbles and drops to the ground. "Still got to work on my mid-air moves." The protagonist immediately prepares to strike, parasitic energy forming around his arms. Another lackey sent by the security bureau. Now's my chance. "Hey, wait," she's not. The parasite tries to stop him, but she raises a hand. The protagonist freezes mid-air. "Crap, I can't move at all. What is this? Rampaging inside my home. How rude." He starts suffocating again. Nearby voices whisper, "Quick, call Sister Qing. She's been protecting us all this time." "Sister Qing, it's a misunderstanding," the parasite shouts. She releases him. He drops to the ground, coughing. "Almost suffocated there, man. You've got some nerve coming back," she says. "You were tough right off. So was the outside world as safe as you imagined? She can talk to the symbiote inside me? Is she a host too?" "No," the parasite explains. "She's a Shuang arts master. She can see spirits. And she's lived over 100 years. You better show her some respect." She levitates him slightly again. "This human vessel you've lodged in is tender. Just what I need as a servant. How about it, Brad? Out of respect for me, wash clothes, cook for me, and I'll let you stay in my safe house." "Living under someone else's roof? Ask someone else," the protagonist says. "You think you have a choice? Say something nice," the parasite pleads. "We've got no leverage here, man. Otherwise, we're homeless. Even if you look young, it can't hide the fact you're an old hack without shame. Besides, I've caught you. Shuang arts masters aren't all dead. Let go of me." His hand mutates again. The parasite is horrified. "I can't believe you just said that." She slams him to the floor. "So annoying." The protagonist grunts and charges again. She throws him into the attic ceiling. "You old witch," he yells. Floating to his level, she says, "Symbiont. You should understand your situation. Any disturbance involving a symbiont host ends up here sooner or later. Even if it's inside of you, I won't go easy. Beg for mercy and I might forgive your rudeness." "Sister Qing, maybe we could talk things out," the parasite tries. "Let us down, maybe? Over a cup of tea, right? Symbionts are people too," the protagonist says. This kind of biting humiliation is unbearable. You're the one being unreasonable. He attacks again. She strikes him hard, sending him crashing out of the clock tower and down toward the city. Below, soldiers on patrol glance up, just in time to see him fall. He crashes down on top of them. "That hurt like hell," he mutters. The soldiers lie scattered, either unconscious or dead. "Now you've done it," the parasite says. "Offending Sister Qing, she could have helped us avoid danger. That palm strike nearly forced me apart. If something happens to a host, they all end up here, and she's lived over a century. That proves she knows everything and everyone in this city. Maybe she can help me become human again," the protagonist thinks. "She's usually kind and gentle," the parasite says. "No idea what's up with her today." "Women have their days, you know," the protagonist shrugs. "Maybe today's just one of those times. What's she like day to day?" "Why are you asking what she's like day to day?" "Because I need to earn her trust." The protagonist appears once again, speaking directly to the parasite in its spiritual form. His voice is tense, edged with frustration. "I don't have any money left," he admits. He opens his palm and stares down at the few coins resting there, the last of what he owns. Then his phone suddenly rings, cutting through the silence. He frowns. Damn it. He shakes it, but nothing happens. The device is broken, completely useless. "No problem," the parasite responds. "I'll remember the number for you." He slips the phone away and continues walking slowly through the park. In the distance, soldiers march past, dragging along a masked man in chains. The sight makes him tense. Then, with a sudden decision, he pulls out the phone again. With one sharp motion, he hurls it into the lake. The splash ripples outward, and the device sinks to the bottom. Fish circle around it, curious about the strange intruder. But then, in the dark water, something else moves. A strange figure, something that no longer looks like a man, swims through the depths. It reaches out and takes hold of the fallen phone. The scene shifts. Neon lights blaze across the city, signs glowing against the night. Among them, one stands out, First Love, a host club. Outside, women in maid outfits stand ready to greet customers. One man leaves the building, and another steps forward. "Hey, master, thanks for waiting." A maid with pink hair and cat ears calls brightly. She holds up a cocktail shaker in her hands. "As you can see, this is a magical drink. I'm about to activate the magic now." She shakes it with all her strength. The longer she goes, the dizzier she becomes, her eyes spinning until she nearly loses her balance. Her customer smirks. "Your magic fizzled out. Want to sit next to me? I'll help you out." She forces a smile. Pardon me. Everyone please pay attention." I'm recasting the spell. Inside, her thoughts are bitter. It's my 80th day working here. Day after day, I get strange requests from customers. I have to smile. I have to endure. The man waves a hand. I want happy water. Her grip on the shaker tightens. I still haven't made any income. I owe the owner money. He paid for my colleague's tuition, but not mine. To repay this debt and gain freedom, I have no choice but to keep going. The man leans closer, voice dripping with arrogance. "Give me a kiss." Her patience snaps. She slams the shaker against his head. Blood spills as he slumps forward. Shock spreads through the crowd. Security rushes in, while the other maids desperately try to calm them. "We'll have someone else serve you. Please, calm down." But the pink-haired maid glares at them with contempt. What a bunch of scum. She storms out into the alley, leaning against the wall. Her phone rings. She answers. "What do you think you are doing?" A harsh voice growls. "This is the second time you've offended Boss Quan Hui. You'd better go make it up to him. Otherwise, I'll send you to the unplanned zones, where you'll do the dirtiest, hardest work. 3 strikes and you're out." Her eyes glow faint purple. "Got it. I'll go now." Moments later, she is back in the club, once again on the man's lap. Her tone is soft, her smile sweet. "Sorry about earlier. I prepared a pink happy water just for you to cool off." He waves her off. "Forget the drink. Stay and play with me and we'll call it even." His hand slides onto her thigh. She chuckles softly. "Oh, you think you can touch me? Your passion already ruined my magic spell." A mist rises around them, carrying a strange fragrance. This scent," the man breathes. "So enchanting, you really can use magic." She leans close. "Then come with me after your shift." "Okay," he answers dreamily, already lost to the haze. Later, in a private room, he pulls her close. "Miss Aisha, I've actually had my eye on you for a while. Her expression hardens. You pervert. I am not Aisha. Her body twists. In an instant, she transforms into a grotesque monster. The man screams, but before he can move, a bat cracks against his skull. He collapses. That's all you've got, she mutters. She searches his pockets, but his wallet is nearly empty. Disappointed, she grabs his phone and scrolls through it. Her eyes narrow. A bounty list appears. One name glows across the screen. Qin Shi. 120 red coins. She stares at the screen. That face? I know him. He was in the class next to mine in college. A slow smile spreads across her lips. 120, that much. The hunt has just begun. The protagonist stands in a narrow alley, a payphone clutched in his hand. Slowly, he hangs up the receiver, his expression heavy. I have called everyone I could. Not a single one lent me a cent. One of them even kicked me while I was down. He fiddles with the coins in his palm, the metal glinting faintly under the streetlight. Just one coin left. The parasite's voice hums in his mind. So who are you calling next? He hesitates. His chest rises and falls, his breath shaky. Desperation twists across his face. With trembling hands, he slips the final coin into the slot and dials another number. The parasite murmurs, "You've tried every number you could remember. Did you forget someone? Who could it be?" The dial tone echoes. Employee dormitory. Ring. Ring. The scene shifts to a small apartment. A woman's phone vibrates. Beep. Beep. Unknown number. She looks down, frowning. The screen reveals her face. It's the pink-haired woman. She picks up. "Hello? Who is this?" A voice answers. "Hello, Aisha. It's me, Qin Shi. Been a while. Do you remember me?" The protagonist's eyes light up. Yes, it's connected. "Qin Shi?" she says, startled. "Of course I remember you. You were in the class next to mine back in college. We were even in the same club." A memory flashes. "Hey, classmate, you're so tall." Her brow furrows. "Why is my phone showing this as an unknown number? Did you change phones?" "Nah, I dropped mine in the river. That's why I missed the call earlier." She smiles faintly. "I see. Looks like my little fishing plan is still on track. I remember you were the club president, the one who pulled me in. Come join us. I was even thinking of checking out the track club." Another scene from the past plays in her mind. The parasite whispers, "Sounds like a good relationship to build on." "Shut up," Qinji snaps aloud. "What?" Aisha stiffens, startled. "Nothing," he quickly says. "I'm calling from a payphone. Time's limited, so I'll keep it short. I'm sure you've heard about my situation by now. Things are really dangerous for me. I need your help." Aisha's eyes narrow, but inside her heart pounds. "Yes, my chance is here." She forces a soft voice. "Of course. We were classmates after all. Just tell me what you need. I lost my wallet and my phone too. You're in Xinguang City, right? Can you lend me some cash? I seriously can't survive right now." His voice cracks, desperate. Meanwhile, her thoughts spiral. This is the perfect time to meet up with him. Then I'll contact that Bufeng guy, get an advance payment, and hand Qin Shi over. Once I repay my debt, I'll finally be free from that wretched place forever. "Go, Aisha, this is it." Out loud, she says, "Yep, I'm also working in Xinguang City. Don't worry, I've got some spare cash right now. I can lend you some for the time being, but—" "Thank you so much," he interrupts. "Once I get through this, I'll pay you back double." "But you're a wanted man. How am I supposed to get the money to you?" "Don't worry, I won't drag you into this. Just grab the cash and leave it somewhere safe. I'll pick it up myself." The parasite growls. Something feels off about this. Aisha's voice steadies. "All right, then tomorrow morning around 7, I'll leave the package in the warehouse at Bayang Port, District 9. Hardly anyone passes by there. It's safer." "Good. One more thing." Beep, beep, beep. The line cuts off. Huh? It hung up. Aisha stares at the screen. Damn it, I ran out of time. Qin Shi curses, slamming the receiver down. On the other end, Aisha whispers to herself, "One more thing. Be careful. Hope you don't get caught by the security bureau." Her eyes harden. We each have our own goals. Whether you escape or not, that's on you. Back at the payphone, the parasite sneers. "By the way, don't you have parents? Why not ask them for help?" Qin Shi lowers his head. His voice trembles. "Ever since I was young, I've always been independent, never really felt secure." The scene drifts into memory. A child, isolated, bullied, uncared for. Tears well up in his eyes, even now. Morning comes. Qin Shi awakens, only to find himself not under a bridge, but hanging beneath it, bound by rope. "Morning, young man. an old homeless man says casually. "What the hell are you doing, guys?" Chinche growls. "Sorry, kid," another chuckles. "We tied you up while you were sleeping last night. This way we can earn a little cash." "You're disgusting," Chinche spits. "Don't blame us. We're just trying to survive. The Security Bureau should be here any minute now." He glares. "You think this is enough to keep me down?" His body shudders, then bursts with parasitic power. The ropes tear apart, and he drops to the ground. The homeless men stumble back. "What the hell?" Chinche stretches his limbs, grinning. "Yee-haw! Morning stretches got me fired up for the day." The parasite surges, transforming him once again into his monstrous form. The homeless men scramble for their clubs. "Don't let him get away! Get him!" The protagonist has once again taken on his parasitic form. A homeless man charges at him, swinging a wooden stick. The weapon shatters instantly against his body. "What?" the man stammers. "All together!" another cries, and the crowd of vagrants rushes him at once. With two swift strikes, the protagonist sends them crashing to the ground. Bodies tumble across the pavement. Then a larger figure steps forward, towering over the others, hefting a massive hammer. "Out of the way!" "Let me handle this," he growls. The parasite host lunges at him, striking with brutal force. The hammer splinters apart, his clothes tear, and he's sent flying. His voice breaks into a desperate scream. "Mama, don't kill me! I'll surrender! I was wrong! I'm sorry!" The protagonist looms over him. "Do you know how to get to Bayang port?" "Cross this bridge and head south. It's not far from Miracle Park," the terrified man blurts out. "That's more like it," the parasite says. The man's pants are soaked, his body trembling. "I nearly scared myself to death. Bad guy," he mutters as the parasite sprints away. The host barrels toward Bayang port in his monstrous form, knocking aside passers-by as he charges forward. Beneath the water, that strange half-man, half-lizard figure follows, keeping pace in the depths. The protagonist slips into the underground, disappearing into the sewers. Better use these sewers. Avoid unnecessary trouble, the parasite advises. Moving through the damp tunnels, he spots something unusual. Cameras. "What's wrong?" he whispers. The parasite growls. "A drone, Security Bureau. I've never seen this model before. Must be newly developed. They're ramping up their search. Not even the sewers are safe. Shows they understand how tagged heteromorphs tend to move." "Then let's climb up this way," the parasite urges. Returning to human form is safer. It also saves post-release energy. The body shifts, scales receding, claws retracting. Once again, he is human. "There's still a limitation?" the host asks quietly. The parasite explains. Because the host spirit lives inside the human body, they supply each other with energy. In the past, a beast could eat once and last 5 to 7 days. Same for host spirits now. That's why you haven't felt hungry since yesterday, even without eating. "I see. No wonder I didn't feel hungry. So do host spirits eat each other?" He climbs upward, pushing out of the sewer into a narrow alley. "Sort of. Survival of the fittest," the parasite replies. "Lower-level spirits absorb energy from nature to survive." The host looks around at the bustling streets. Spirits drift through the crowd, invisible to ordinary eyes. But no one wants to stay at the bottom of the food chain. They'll do anything to inhabit a human host. Those who can't find one get eaten by higher-level spirits. "Isn't human society kind of the same way?" the host mutters. "We're all just struggling labourers at the bottom." That's why, for a host spirit, finding the right human is like you humans finding the right partner. The man scowls, trying to shove the parasite's influence aside. In his mind, an image of a broken heart flickers. Who would want to partner with a monster? I still want to return to being human. The parasite's voice softens. "Say, you really don't remember? You saved me back then." "How could I forget?" the man says bitterly. "Otherwise, I would have handed you over to that Flying Skiril with a morph. Before I came to Xinguang City, I read on the Wild Chicken Grove forums about the Security Bureau's cruel treatment of heteromorphs. Images from the past appear. On a glowing screen, a man weeps in despair. Those bastards used some huge machine that blasted me with light, scanned me from head to toe, then hit me with vibrations that tore my body apart. Even though I've returned to human form now, my body is weakening day by day. My immune system is failing. I caught Septempica. I'm close to dying, man. Security Bureau, you owe me an explanation." Comments scroll across the feed. "So pitiful. Why even force the spirit out? It doesn't hurt anyone. The Security Bureau can't be trusted. All they do is use AI to suppress the public. The host remembers leaning back in his chair, muttering, "Should I still go? But I already bought the ticket." After all, Xinguang City was an enclave, abandoned by both the state and its people. Now a strange zone, ruled by both humans and heteromorphs. But the pay was twice as much. All right, it's settled then. Another post flickers on screen. I advise all heteromorphs, get along with your host spirits. Stop dreaming of returning to human form. Surrendering to the Security Bureau will only bring pain. Back in the present, the man stands atop a rocky slope overlooking the Bayang port. This is Miracle Park. Miracle Park is there. Bayang port should be nearby. Once I get Aisha's package, I'll go find Qingji. The area is barren. Rubble lies scattered across the ground. This place is so deserted. Looks like it's been abandoned for a while. What happened here? Maybe find a high vantage point to scout, the parasite suggests. Now's not the time to stroll through a park. The man steps toward a broken monument. This statue, there's text below it. He brushes dust from a stone plaque. The excavators toppled the Queen Mother statue, leaving only ruins. Just the head remains here, he reads aloud, and this led to the Rift event. Rift event, he repeats. A rift? A rift to another world. A sharp pain explodes in his head. A vision of a gaping rift tears across his mind. He clutches his skull, staggering. My head hurts. What's happening?